Live theatre is absolutely still relevant today. As an actor, there is nothing like performing live in a theatre and being able to see the audience in front of you and hear their reactions and interact with them and meet them after the show. All these things bring the personal touch back into performance and into the arts. For kids, it is so important for them to be able to interact with what's in front of them. So they're not just sitting in front of the TV or in front of an iPad. They are completely immersed in the experience and they can interact with it. And it's so important to them, to their development and to their learning, and to give them good experiences as they grow up. Live theatre brings whole communities together. They come in and they sit together and they experience this amazing emotional thing in front of them all together. There's just something in live theatre that you can't get from the screen or from the internet. And I think that it's always going to be relevant, hopefully forever. I think it always has an important place in societies. The community is growing in cultural diversity, and having such a wonderful space with theatres and with an art gallery would be able to represent all of these cultures. And I think that it's really important to the community to have a reopened theatre, because there's not really much around for the suburb and in the North Shore. You know, not everyone can always go into the city and see a big expensive show, and this theatre makes it accessible for everyone. When I was in school, I didn't feel valued for what I was capable of and where my passions lay. It was more sport, more academics. I didn't feel like I could grow where I wanted to grow, which was in performance and in art. And Marian Street Theatre for Young People gave me such a wonderful outlet, and it's where I was able to learn the things that I truly wanted to learn that I wasn't able to learn at school. And if it was gone, I just think of how many kids whose passions aren't valued, and how Marian Street would really nurture them and make them feel important and allow them to grow. I actually met my agent through the theatre, through connections I made at Marian Street, which is wonderful. So since leaving the theatre, I went on to film my very first movie, my very first lead role. It's called Emo the Musical, and it's great. And I feel like I could really use the things I learned at Marian Street Theatre to help me through that. After that, I went on to do an Australian drama series on Channel 7 called The Secret Daughter. I was very fortunate to work alongside Jessica Mauboy, Rachel Gordon, who's also a past member of Marian Street Theatre. Just some wonderful people, and it was an amazing experience. My latest project is voice acting for a kids movie called Maya the Bee, and it's very sweet. I really feel that since doing kids entertainment at Marian Street, it made it easier to do kids entertainment in film. So I'm very grateful to Marian Street. I think the plans look great because it's not just a theatre, it's a cultural hub for the community. Having multiple theatres, having an amphitheatre, having art exhibition space. I remember coming to the theatre as a child, and Marian Street is what introduced me to theatre. And I think it's great that now it can introduce young people to not just theatre, but to art and to art. I think the amphitheatre in particular is a wonderful idea because it would be accessible at all times, not just when an official production is going on. Any time of day a family can come down, kids can create their own theatre. You think about a family coming down to the park one day and the kids put on a show for their parents. A child's first experience with theatre can be as a performer, not just as an audience member. All I can think of is how kids see shows and they want to recreate them. So what if a child sees a show inside the theatre space and they come out to the amphitheatre and they perform it themselves? Well, in my opinion, a theatre in the 21st century should be accessible to all people. It should be diverse culturally. It should be able to represent all cultures, put on any kind of theatre show, and not just a theatre show. And that's what really strikes me about the plans for art exhibition spaces, more theatres, the amphitheatre. It's going to be able to really represent all cultures in the community. Marian Street gave me my start in my career, and it gave me all the tools I needed to grow as a person, and I just don't want kids today to miss out on that. To me, that is invaluable. You cannot put a price on it. You know, kids in Ku-ring-gai today, all they have is their iPads and their computers to look at. I think they really need live theatre, live interactive theatre and art to really help them grow as people. And I want them to have everything that I got from Marian Street.
Thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please do like it.
Love it.
Leave a comment, just nice ones.
Retweet.
Follow us on Twitter.
Sign up to our Instagram.
Share it.
Wow us.
If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel.
If you're on Facebook, please head to Marian Street Theatre and like the page.
And none of those silly little emojis that look like, you know, turds.
If you have any questions, please email us.
For updates, go to the website and register as a friend.
Talk to the local councillors.
You can find more information on how to contact them in the video description.
By all means, spread the word. Tell your friends about this.
Keep in touch and keep up the community spirit. We really need it.
Help us. Help the community.
Think big and go for the future.
What are you going to get out of it? A theatre? Well, 3 theatre spaces. An upstairs theatre, a downstairs theatre, and an amphitheatre. And also more rehearsal spaces, and office spaces, and art gallery space. Wow! These plans are really good. Check them out online.
Please comment below if you're a friend of Marian Street Theatre. I know I am.